Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at this paradox at the heart of modern life. And I want to start by asking you, the listener, a question. What if that thing you call self-improvement, that really disciplined routine you have, what if it isn't the sound of you getting free, but actually a quiet scream from a part of you that's been, totally silenced?
It's a really unsettling way to frame it, but it rings so true. Because for so many people, it isn't really failure. It's this constant gnawing sense of being insufficiently improved.
Right.
We all know the look, the aesthetic, waking up before sunrise, the cold plunge, opening a productivity app before you even brush your teeth.
We've definitely moved beyond just self-help. I think we're in an age of compulsory self-betterment. It's not a choice anymore. It feels like a moral imperative.
Dressed in athleisure and mindfulness.
Exactly. You don't just rest anymore. You have to reset. You don't relax. You recharge for peak performance. Even your downtime has to be strategic.
And that's where this psychoanalytic lens is so useful. Our sources are calling this wellness as surveillance. And the really insidious part is that you are both the guard and the prisoner.
The guard and the prisoner.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we accept that, let's unpack what that feels like on the inside. Let's shift to the mental landscape. Because the self-help shelf in our minds, it's not just crowded, it's like aggressively overpopulated.
It's an entire curriculum, isn't it? You've got courses on boundaries, shadow work, breath work, somatic release.
All at once.
All at once. And you're tracking everything, your sleep, your steps, your mood, your protein intake.
And here's the kicker. After all of that effort, that intense, often expensive effort, the underlying anxiety, it never really goes away, it evolves.
Right, just changes costume. It becomes what we could call productive anxiety.
Productive anxiety.
Yeah, the idea that, oh, I'm anxious because I care so much about my growth. I'm anxious because I'm a high achiever. The anxiety itself becomes proof that you're doing it right. It's a badge of honor.
So, psychoanalytically speaking, this isn't progress at all. It's a textbook case of displacement. We're taking all this unbearable psychic pressure, economic stress, feeling isolated, and we're just shoving it onto the one thing we feel we can control.
Ourselves.
Our own bodies and minds. So this whole obsession isn't about freedom. It's just a very, very complicated way to manage stress.
And you have to look at the migration of authority. Historically, you had these big external authorities, right? The church, tradition, society.
They told you what to do.
They told you what to do. And when they lost their grip, that inner critic, the superego, it didn't just disappear. It moved inside. And it learned a whole new language.
It doesn't sound like a judgmental grandparent anymore. Now it sounds like a Silicon Valley life coach.
Exactly. It speaks an empowerment language. You deserve better. You could be doing better. But the core demand is identical.
You are not enough as you are.
You are not enough as you are. And it's so much harder to argue with that voice because it sounds like it's on your side. It's a friendly tyrant.
And this friendly tyrant says the only way to be worthy is through labor, constant labor on yourself. So self-care, therapy, it all becomes work, and it has to show an ROI.
Yes. The question changes from, am I healing, to, am I healing fast enough?
Is my meditation practice improving my productivity metrics?
It's the difference between self-acceptance and a self-audit. The real symptom isn't feeling guilty when you skip the gym. It's the belief that a truly healed person shouldn't feel that guilt. You're working against your own humanity at that point.
That distinction is so important, and it brings us to the language. This is where it gets really, really interesting for me. Just listen to how we talk about our lives.
Oh, yeah.
I'm investing in myself. I'm leveling up. I'm a human startup in perpetual beta testing.
The language is a confession. Your inner life has been financialized. You're not a person. You're a project that has to show metrics. It has to scale. The goal isn't peace anymore.
It's traction.
It's traction. And this performance of aspiration, it's exhausting. You see it everywhere. The 5 a.m. wake-ups on social media, the perfect yoga poses.
And the guilt isn't even just that you can't do it. It's that you're too tired to even want to do it. Your desire itself feels insufficient.
Which is the perfect entry point to talk about the drives. The Freudian drives that power, all of this. We have to start with the first one. Libido.
Eros. That raw energy of wanting, creating, connecting, that messy desire.
It's very messy. And modern optimized life kind of starves that urge.
Yeah.
Because real desire is inconvenient. It doesn't fit in the calendar.
So what happens to all that energy?
It gets rerouted.
Yeah.
Displaced, like we said. It goes into the only socially acceptable channels for obsession left.
Productivity.
Productivity, organization, obsessive tracking, bullet journals, color-coded everything. You're not feeling desire for life anymore. You are managing it. Eros becomes a to-do list.
Okay, so that's one drive. What about the other one? Aggression. Thanatos. The destructive urge, the rage.
Well, you can't exactly express rage at the economy or your boss or the general state of things, so that aggression also has to go somewhere.
It gets sublimated.
It gets sublimated into incredibly high standards, into self-punishment. If you can't fight the system, you fight yourself. You rage at your own flaws. The latte art that wasn't perfect, the book you didn't finish.
You know, that suddenly makes so much sense of some of these extreme biohacking trends. The long fasts, the punishing workouts. It's self-improvement as a socially acceptable form of aggression against the old self.
It's self-destruction branded as growth. You are using the destructive drive against yourself, thinking you're trying to save yourself.
Which is the definition of a neurosis. So this brings us to the defenses, the ways we cope. That For You page you scroll through. It's not just content, it's a mirror of your unconscious. Every post you stop on is a clue.
A symptom. And we see classic defenses, like projection. You look at that wellness guru, the one who seems so calm and perfect.
They have it all figured out.
They're not a person to you, they're a screen. You're projecting your own forbidden desire to just exist, to exist without guilt. And you pay for their course to borrow their permission to feel okay.
Wow. Or how about reaction formation, where you deny an impulse by, exaggerating the opposite?
We see this everywhere. I'm integrating my shadow. But it's only in this tidy therapeutic language. You name the inner child, but only the cute one, not the screaming, messy one.
The defense mechanism is now wearing yoga pants and talking about boundaries in a calm, measured tone.
Exactly. The messiness is still being denied, just more consciously. And that's the great irony of all this self-knowledge. The more you try to know yourself, the more you end up building a self that is, well, knowable, brandable.
You turn your inner world into a dashboard. Mood tracked, triggers labeled, attachment style identified.
And being able to label your anxiety as trauma or your exhaustion as burnout, it gives you this illusion of control.
But labeling isn't living. It can just be another way to avoid the actual feeling.
And what's lost in all this is the mystery, the ambiguity, the part of you that does not want to be optimized. The unconscious doesn't speak in bullet points.
It speaks in symptoms. Missing your alarm, snapping at someone you love, binge watching a show you don't even like. Those aren't system errors to be patched. They're messages. They're signals that the whole system is wrong.
But we're taught to treat them like defects,
Yeah.
like something to be fixed, when they're often the truest part of us trying to get a word in.
So when you step back, the whole self-help world, it seems to mirror not just a desire for change, but a deep, profound fear of desire itself. Because real desire is messy. It doesn't fit the 5-year plan.
And the whole project promises you wholeness. But what it actually delivers is fragmentation. It splits you in two. The healed self you're building and the broken self you're terrified of being.
And the addiction here isn't to getting better. I don't think it is. It's an addiction to the relief that getting better promises. It's the fantasy that one day you'll just do enough work and you'll finally be free of yourself, free of the anxiety, free of that inner critic's whisper.
That fantasy of transcendence, that's the trap. Because what if freedom isn't found in finally getting everything under control? What if it's in surrendering to the fact that you will never be fully coherent or tidy?
Just think about it. The last time you felt truly deeply at peace, was it after hitting a big goal? Or was it a moment where you just forgot yourself? You were lost in a conversation or laughing so hard your stomach hurt or just staring at the sky with no purpose? That moment, that lack of purpose, that is the signal.
That's the moment the internal surveillance system glitched and all the pressure just dropped away.
So just let this thought sit with you. What if your fierce commitment to becoming your best self is the one thing preventing you from ever actually meeting your real self? And if you stop trying to fix yourself, I mean truly stopped, would you discover you were never broken in the first place?
And that voice, that affirmation you whisper to yourself, you're doing great, keep grinding.
We have to ask the final question, whose voice is that really?